it's Maria Robinson. Thank you so much for joining me today for my Tuesday tutorial. So in today's video, what I want to show you is how to make a fun background with one of our stamp sets. Now you may think with the Oceanfront, you really can't do that, right? Because you've got what should be the sky, the ocean, and then the sand. But I'm going to show you how to use this creatively to make a fun background. So that's one. Then we're also going to be using color and contour. I'll be using this flower image here and my favorite, these speckles. And also thank you for everything. And I'm going to show you a neat little trick. All I needed was a thank you. I don't need for everything. So I'll show you how we'll stamp that. And we're using a new die set, which is the Nested Essentials dies. These are so cool and so versatile, and they actually match up with so many different stamp sets that Stampin' Up has. So I can't wait to get started with that. And I am using a piece of shimmer white. I'll tell you why. Not because of the stamping that I'm doing, but I wanted to use very vanilla. I'm trying to go for like some fall colors, right? Because fall is coming. And I didn't have any very vanilla. The basic white was, well, too white. So this was the closest I could get to the very vanilla. But obviously, if you don't have the shimmer white, you can use your basic white, or you could use very vanilla for this technique. It doesn't have to be the shimmer white. All right, so let me get started here. We'll open up our stamp pads here. I have pumpkin pie, crushed curry, pecan pie, which is a new ink pad, and pebbled path. So first we're going to stamp in crushed curry, and actually I will open all these with a question mark because I don't want to stick my hand in any of them, but we are going to try without getting our hands all inky, right? Okay, so first I'm going from light to dark here, and I'm going to use the crushed curry first. And you'll notice these stamps actually kind of, when you flip them around, they, it's kind of like a little puzzle almost. So here we go. We're gonna do our first one close to the top because remember, I am stamping this 3 times. Now remember to clean off your stamp before stamping in the next color. So I am done with the crushed curry. I'm going to close this up. I don't want to stick my fingers in there. Next we're going for pumpkin pie. So these colors just screamed fall to me, and I love the fall weather. I love the cooler temperatures and the beautiful colors of the trees. In New York State, we have a lot of, changing colors of the trees, so I really like that. So you'll notice that this kind of fits like a puzzle. That's why I was looking to line it up. But if you overlap it, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You see, I did overlap it just a little bit, but not a problem. Clean that off again. I'm doing that with my simple chamois. First, let me close the pumpkin pie. And next, we're using pecan pie. And I'm going to flip it around again. And again, I'm looking to line this up down here with the top of this stamp. And that's what makes the photopolymer stamps so nice, because you could see through them. And really, I should have my pierce mat under here because I'm using photopolymer, but I think I'm getting a pretty good impression. I don't want it too dark, so, but that looks good. All right, we are done with those. Next, we're going to use pebbled path for the flower. Make that up good. And then we're just gonna stamp this off to the side here. because I'm going to leave room for my sentiment here. Let the ink transfer and lift. Beautiful. Doesn't that look great? I love those colors. Really love those colors. Next, I'm going to, let's bring in that pierce mat because I'm going to be stamping off a little bit here. So now I've got my little dots, my speckles, and I'm using Pebbled Path. So first I'm going to start, not stamping off. Then I'm going to do the next one where I'm going to stamp off a little. Third one. Oh, and I see I got some ink on there, so I'm going to wipe that off so I don't transfer that on my card. Ink this up again. We'll stamp off one time, and then we'll stamp on here. Do that again. You know what? I'm going to do this one full strength. We'll turn it this way though. Here, and then one more here, not full strength. Okay, good. Looks good. So leave that open. So there you go. Looks really nice, doesn't it? I love that. Next, what I want to do is I want to stamp my sentiment. So, and then I'm going to die cut it with the Nested Essentials. I have some scrap pieces of the shimmer white in front of me. And I'm just going to take out, I want to use the banner. This size would probably fit the stamp. And since I'm only using thank you, I think that would fit perfectly. Yes. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut it first though. So let me move this aside. I'll bring my little mini cut and emboss machine. Haven't used this in such a long time. I've been using the big one all the time. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I want to use some washi tape to hold this down. And then I got my other plate over here. And remember correctly, it's supposed to be like an E. So the bottom plate and the top plate are offset from that center plate. And the reason I've got this on an angle is because I don't want it to have that big bump when it goes through. So let's go. Okay. And there you go. Beautiful little flag. Perfect. Now, I don't know if I want to do this, but I have a piece of scrap of the wild wheat. I'm going to cut it just because it's in front of me, the machine, but I want to use, I think that's going to be too big, so we're not going to do that. Okay, let's just move this aside. I'm not going to create a layer for the sentiment. We'll just leave it as it is. Let's get these out of the way. Take the tape off of here and put this back so I don't lose it. Speaking of losing things, if you watched my video on Friday, my fun fold video, I mentioned that I lost one of my layering circles dies, or I was like so upset over it. I get it, it's retired, but I still use it. I love it. It's a great set. Well, I cleaned off my desk like I can't tell you 100 times, looked in the garbage several times, couldn't find it. Yesterday, I'm sitting at my desk. I was getting ready for my mystery stamping girls, and guess what I find? The die. It falls out of a card. So, there you go. So I'm happy again. Okay, so now, as I mentioned, thank you for everything. I've got that mounted on my block already, but I just want thank you. So what I did is I put some adhesive, some tape just regular Scotch tape to the back already. But I'm covering up for everything. So watch this. Ink that up good. We're using Pebble Path again. Right? And then remember to take that off. I'm going to use my scissors to take that off. I cut my fingernails the other day, and I think I cut them so short that I can't pick things up anymore. So I don't want to get my fingers all inked up. So we'll have fun that. And then I'm just going to stamp thank you. Right down in the center over here. Oopsies. See? And we didn't do for everything. So just a cute little tip for you there. All right, let's close that up. And I think we are ready to put this card together. Let me clean up that stamp since it's still, my chamois still out. Put this away, and we can start putting the card together. I don't need this anymore. All right, so let's see, what are we got here? Okay, so I have a piece of Pebbled Path. I've already folded it. Scored it, not folded. Now we're going to fold it in half. It's just a basic card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Piece of wild wheat, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we'll just add adhesive to the back of this. I hate wasting this whole card. Normally I would use a die cut to cut the center, but you didn't think of that ahead of time. So we're just going to put it back here. That's all. And we'll layer this on top, like so, again with my adhesive, my liquid glue. You could also use your dimensionals for this step. Looking for equal spacing, top, bottom, and the sides. And then we will add some dimensionals, which I thought I had here they are. Okay, I can close the glue. And we'll put some dimensionals on this, too. And let's see, I should have one, but I had one cut up. I'll use this one for the center here. And we'll just add this to the side, like so. There you go. We'll add some pretty sparkle gems here. What are these called? Sparkle gems. There you go. So we have silver, black, and copper. I think I'm going to add the copper ones. Add one up here. And they come in 3 different sizes. I'm sorry, not, is it 3 sizes or is it 2? No, just 2 sizes. We'll add the large one down here. And we'll do another smaller one over where? Here or here? Let's just go there. So there you go. Pretty quick and easy card. I love the way this turned out. I hope you did as well. It was just something I had in my head, so I don't have any other cards prepared because I didn't test it out first. So, but I really like the way it turned out. It turned out really pretty. You could use so many different color combinations with this. You know, just look at your ink pads and, you know, match some matching, you know, do some matching colors, or do contrasting colors. But again, it's Oceanfront for the background there, and then I use Color and Contour, this flower, and the Nested Essentials dies, which are right here. All right, gang, let me know what you think. And until next Tuesday, happy stamping. Bye.